HR doesn't want to deal with too many child sick pay requests. No problem. My wife and I are both working, and meanwhile our 2 kids are in daycare. If they are not sick, our agreement was that if a child is sick, one stays home the first day, the other one the next day, and so on until the child is fit again or one of us catches it too. On the one hand, that way care work is split evenly amongst us. And on the other hand, nobody misses suddenly work for an extended time. We are entitled to 30 days of child sick pay per child and per parent. It doesn't cover everything, but IRC about 8,590%. Because we are alternating each day, we get 1 doctor's notice per day and split them accordingly among us. Instead of 1 notice for a week, we would have 5 which we submit to our employers and health insurance to deal with each other and get paid. HR, coincidentally the wife of my manager, told me that it is too much hassle to deal with a few papers instead of a single one, and that one of us should stay at home, implying my wife, as it's sadly still pretty normal for the mother to deal with care work. We did comply, but I will take my paid child sick days until I run out, and then my wife will start to cover it. Since then our children were sick twice and I stayed home the whole time. 3 days and a week. My manager asked why I wasn't coming in as I used to and that some orders nearly missed their deadlines. I said HR. His wife smiled with a halo. Wanted it that way. And I still have around 50 days of child sick pay left. I really enjoyed the look on his face. Before anyone assumes anything, my employer is great, and I have a good relationship with my manager and the owner. Cries in my 10 days of American PTO. What bothers me the most is that society still expects and assumes the mom to do most of the childcare. Dad can and will do the job well. I am a father of 2 and I take pride doing so. Is sick leave per kid a common policy in your country, or is it a company policy? This assumption drives me nuts. I'm the one who does daycare drop-off every day and I do pickup 4 days in 5. But if there's a problem during the day, it's my wife who gets the call or text. Inevitably, that leads her to getting in touch with me to do the pickup if the issue means the kids need to leave early. Communicate directly with me and cut out the middle. Whoa, man? Nope. Kids are the woman's work. Lol. Ah. Institutionalized misogyny. Ironically, sometimes I feel like some of the worst misogynists are actually other women. Like, she, HR lady, is working. Why should she expect your wife to be the one staying home and doing the childcare? It's a double standard at best, and only goes downhill from there. Good on you though for you and your wife doing whatever you need to do to raise your kids how you want them raised, and for giving the metaphorical middle finger to obsolete gender expectations. Oh man, paid sick days for when my son is sick sounds like a dream. Would be so nice to be able to stay home and take care of him without stressing about work, pay, etc. HR, coincidentally the wife of my manager, told me that it is too much hassle to deal with a few papers instead of a single one. I don't want to do my job. Hour determines what paperwork you must produce. Also HR, you are producing too much paperwork. I have 6 sick days. For the whole year. The end. Where do you live? Luggage asking for a friend, woozy face. Americans don't get child sick days. Loudly crying. I had worked in Europe for 6 months when I asked how many sick days I had left since my kids had been sick a lot and was told it was unlimited. I couldn't believe it, and honestly, I didn't see anyone taking advantage of it either. My husband gets 2 weeks of PTO total a year. That includes vacation, sick time, mental health days. Thanks America. Nauseated face. The tag team was a great idea. One day him, one day her. That said, it really isn't up to HR to tell you how to take your time off. Maybe they need to work on a better way to transact this. I'm irrationally irked on your behalf. Makes sense to me. It's sexist of them, but I don't know quite how they would justify it. Tell me you are not an American without telling me you are not American. SMH. Sorry for having zero compassion for your HR lady. I get 10 days PTO and this year I felt I had to save them all for maternity leave. Happy 4th of July. You know what would be nice is if people were paid what their labor was worth so they could manage their own time off instead of an employer's holding back part of your pay to dole out X days sick, Y days vacation, etc. Paid instead of unpaid on the days you don't work and full pay for the value of your work on the days you do. Feels like I'm having to ask permission to be a real person and submit approval forms to justify. Hey boss, I won't be in on Thursday. My wife gets sick leave, personal spouse or child, from her first day, union benefit, while I get by law, which means first 2 days I'm not paid, so usually, she takes the first 2 days, and I'm the rest as needed. Depends on her flexible schedule. I love to stay with my daughters. And almost always, the employers have me dirty looks when I said it. HR got its wish and now the husband of HR gets to have a chat with his wife. To be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.